Okay, so let's get started. Welcome to BCA Solutions, where we believe online business is for everyone. So the contents that we will cover this evening will be more information about what BCA Solutions is. And then we're going to talk about our products and suppliers. I'll then be talking about the agents, which are what a lot of you are looking to potentially become with BCA. I'll explain what our agents do, how they adapt into the ecosystem, and what benefits are available for our agents. And then we'll go over the plan for Thailand and what BCA Solutions hopes to accomplish there. And then finally, we'll talk about our future plans within the next couple of years, and then how some of you might be able to fit into those plans. And then we'll end the session with a brief Q&A just to answer any questions you might have. Okay, so first, BCA Solutions, as I've talked to many of you already, is a fairly young company. We've been around just since 2018. But in 3 years, we've experienced tremendous growth. A lot of this is due to just the natural trend of more and more business wanting to be online. But due to the pandemic, it's really accelerated the growth and the trend of online business. So what you can see is our growth rate just for our orders of the products is over 714% over the last year. Revenue over 1,000%. And same with the amount of users who are using our platform is also over 1,000%. So, and we expect these trends to keep going, keep growing, as now most people are moving their business online. It used to be where years ago you would have somewhat of an online presence, but a lot of people would like to have brick and mortar, or you would sell online at first, and then you would look to move to retail brick and mortar shops. But now the trend is firmly headed in the direction of closing brick and mortar, moving online business. And if you don't have your business online, it's very hard to be competitive in the market today. So currently, BCA Solutions has over 32,000 active users on our platform in Vietnam. And this is just for our platform in Vietnam alone, how many agents that we have working, using our platform, selling our products. And so this is just over 3 years. So it has been quite impressive growth. And we're hoping that we can replicate this in other countries such as Thailand. Okay, so what is BCA Solutions, right? BCA Solutions, if I'm putting it into its most simple form, is an online business platform that connects suppliers with sellers. And we use our 4 No's business model, which is really the key to our success because it reduces the risk for our agents and it maximizes the success rates. And as we always say, what our motto is, the most important thing is BCA Solutions makes online business for everyone, right? We take a lot of the difficult work out. So no matter who you are, your experience level, when you're cooperating with BCA Solutions, we'll get you to the point where you'll be able to do and run your own online business. Okay, so really quick, in case any of you didn't see the video or didn't have a chance to talk with me about the 4 No's, we'll just give a recap as to why doing business with BCA Solutions is very effective, risk-free, and a good way for you, especially if you don't have much experience, to get involved with online business. So the first and probably the most important thing is you don't need to spend any of your money to import any goods, right? You're not going to have to go find a product. You're not going to have to go negotiate with a supplier. You're not going to have to worry about all of the different regulations, the legality of bringing products from one country to another, and also dealing with a lot of those costs. And additionally, no inventory, right? This is the big risk with a lot of people when they want to do their own online business. They are going to have to invest a lot of money into the products that they want to sell, and they have to invest that money up front. This then is a bit of trouble for them, because if they have trouble making sales, if they have trouble finding customers, it becomes a very, very big risk for them, and people risk losing their money. So at BCA Solutions, you don't need to have any inventory. We take on that risk. So we have the negotiation with the suppliers. The suppliers then will store their products in our warehouse, and then you're able to sell those products directly from our warehouse. You never have to own any of the products that you sell. The next thing is logistics, right? Logistics can be quite complicated. It can take a lot of time to set up. BCA Solutions, we handle all of this. Our operations team will handle the logistics so that any products that you want to sell, they can be packaged, shipped directly from the warehouse or the supplier to your customers. And lastly, as I've already mentioned several times, you don't need to have any experience with BCA Solutions. We have training programs, we have workshops, we have a system of agents supporting other agents, so that this business truly is for everyone, especially due to the low risk and no capital that you need to put up front. Okay, so the BCA ecosystem, let's just learn a little bit about what it is, how it works. So essentially it is a balance between suppliers and agents, and BCA works so that we can ensure it is mutually beneficial to each party. So for example, the more suppliers we have, it allows for more items, greater diversity in the products that we're going to use. I know from talking to several of you, some of you don't like to sell certain types of products. Some of you, mentioned to me, well, what if I don't want to sell cosmetics? What if I want to sell home appliances? Well, yeah, exactly. As we build and we have more and more suppliers, there's going to be more types of products that you can have in the BCA ecosystem, and then you'll be able to choose the products that you feel most comfortable and most suited to sell. And then on the other side of that is really important that we have agents, right? The more agents we have, the better margin on the products, and that leads to then greater commissions for you. We also then can attract more and better suppliers, so then you have more interesting products and products that might be more trendy and easier for you to sell in the future. And then the company of BCA, what we're always doing is trying to balance that ecosystem. If we have so many agents, but we don't have enough products, then it might be hard to retain some of the agents. Then we need to find more suppliers. If we have a lot of suppliers, but we don't have a lot of agents, then the suppliers aren't going to want to stay with us because not as many of their products are being sold. And so then BCA, we are always working to ensure that we have a balanced ecosystem. Okay, and so quickly, I've already kind of touched on this already, just the business model, right? So BCA Solutions will take care of the capital intensive and the technical end of the e-commerce, right? We'll find the suppliers, we'll purchase the goods, we'll invest in the inventory, get the warehouse, store the products. We'll also use our data center so that you can gauge leads for both finding additional people to support you and for finding customers. We also then do the logistics and handle that drop shipping, the packaging. And then finally, we also then collect the money from your customers, and then we'll distribute a monthly commissions to all of our agents. Okay, some other things that we have at BCA Solutions. So if you remember me saying, right, no experience needed, but maybe some of you are asking yourself, well, I've never done any type of business before. How can that be? Well, so we have a lot of training that goes into working with our agents. So initially we have, for example, the orientation, which is a 6-part course that will teach you basically everything you're going to need to know so that you can be a seller, understand how the system works, go out there, find customers, and then hopefully make commissions off of the products that you sell. But additionally, then we do other things. A lot of the agents, they work very closely with each other. They will have different kinds of events that they'll regularly meet with. For example, a lot of our agents in Vietnam meet with each other almost every single day just to help motivate each other, to do small training, ask each other questions, practice their sales skills. That's why a lot of times you'll hear us say the BCA family, and it is kind of like a family. Everyone is very supportive of each other. And I know our agents in Vietnam always are working together so that they can be more and more successful. And additionally, then we have our e-commerce site called BCA Living. And on here, you can also check this website out yourself. This will give you a good idea of all of the products that we have available in Vietnam and the types of products that we're going to hope to have available when we are fully operational in Thailand. Okay, so let's talk about the products. So we have, I think, 4 real distinct things about our products and what is required for it to be a BCA product. So the first and most important thing is our products have to be tested by our product team to ensure that they are safe and high quality products. We don't want to be working with any fake products or products that kind of embellish what they can do. We want products that the consumers are going to like, because we want you to be able to keep your customers, and we want our customers to benefit from the products that we are selling with BCA. Well, also our products, they come from many places around the world. They're typically imported. For example, in Vietnam, most of our products are coming from the US, Japan, Korea, Australia, places like this. We always then make sure that the products have all of the right certificates so that they can be sold in the country that we are selling them. And the last thing, though, is, right, we can't compete with Amazon, Lazada, Shopee, those big e-commerce sites. So we focus on unique products that need consulting, products where somebody wants to talk to you before they make a purchase, right? So most of our products tend to fall in the categories of health and beauty, supplements, cosmetics, skincare, home appliances, and new technology. Okay, so just briefly about our suppliers, how BCA interacts with the suppliers is usually we will then find a supplier, or sometimes even our agents will recommend suppliers for us. If agents see some sort of hot trend in the market, or they see some sort of products that they think would be very easy and fit our platform, then BCA, what we do is we'll go and we'll negotiate with those suppliers. We'll reach an agreement for a set amount of those goods to be stored in our warehouse. And we're always renegotiating with suppliers based on what sales performance is like for those products over the previous month. This way, we try to make sure that we're not running out of stock of the products that are selling and quite trendy. We also then will always then match the supplier with the sellers who are interested in selling those products. We call them matching events. And in these matching events, the suppliers will then train you and teach you everything you need to know about their product. You'll be able to ask them questions. And that way then, once you've gone through these matching events, you can become an expert and feel confident enough so that you can go and sell that type of product on your channels. And another really important thing here is, right, we have fixed SRP. For those of you who maybe don't know what SRP is, right, it just means a standard retail price, right? We have to fix the retail price, meaning that if the supplier is going to be using us as a distribution channel for their products, they cannot go to another distribution channel and set a lower price, because we want our agents to be competitive in the market. Additionally, too, what we don't want to happen is, say the supplier has a few different channels. One channel is unable to make sales, and then they cut the price in half and they dump the product onto the market. And then you, who might have loyal customers, your loyal customers are now asking you, okay, well, I'm buying from you at this price. Why is it so much lower elsewhere? It's almost 50% off here. And these are the things we always negotiate with the supplier so we can avoid that in the future. And this way, then, if you did have a hot, trendy product, you have those customers who are interested and they're coming back to buy that product from you, there's not going to be that risk of somebody undercutting you in the marketplace. Okay, so now most importantly, right? Let's get into agents, right? So this is what a lot of you are looking to become with BCA. So what do the agents do in BCA Solutions ecosystem? All right, so most importantly, you're going to be selling products that we have online. All right, that's first and foremost. That's the main bulk of the work. Additionally, then, for some of you, you're going to want to scale up, and you're going to be recruiting additional agents to scale up. So if you remember me talking before, right, we have the two parts of the ecosystem, the supply side, and then we have the agent side. Both sides need to grow, and so we're always looking to grow the agents, and we're always looking to grow the suppliers. You'll be consulting the customers about the products. You'll be doing then the post-care. Customers might have questions on how to use something, how to work something after they receive it, especially when dealing with home appliances or new technologies. So they'll be able to call you, and then you'll be able to help them so that they know how to work the products correctly. You'll also then provide some support and consultation for new agents. So if you recruit a new agent, right, you're kind of their mentor. You'll be helping them, training them, taking them through the same steps that you're going to be taken through by our more experienced agents when you join. And then lastly, you're going to be attending the training events, seminars, webinars, right? These are these additional e-learning and training things that we'll have available at BCA Solutions. So it's not like when you come to BCA, you do one orientation, one training course, and then you never hear from us, you never see us again. There's always something that you can be doing. There's always some sort of training, something that can improve yourself and make you better so that your online business can be more successful. What do you need? All right. So what are the requirements? I've said no experience necessary, right? And that's true. But there are a few things that you will need, right? And the first thing, probably the most important thing, and I think you need in anything you do in life, you'll need to have a good attitude and the willingness to learn. And now hardware-wise, right? A phone or computer, right, with an internet connection. This is something you'll need because your business is going to be online, obviously. You'll then need the training from BCA, which we provide to all of our agents. And then finally, you should have some social media. Why social media? Well, let's have a look here. So from this, you can see that social media platforms are where most people are during the daytime or even at all times of the day. But this is where you're going to find your customers, and it's easy. It's free to do, and in our experience in Vietnam, it is extremely effective. So social media platforms will be the #1 way that you are going to be selling your products. Okay, so the benefits, right? If you were working, many of you want to have a second income, so I'm sure you're interested to know, how do you make money cooperating with BCA? And what are the benefits that you can receive? Well, first and foremost, you're going to have your retail commissions. And so retail commissions are going to be anywhere from 30 to 50% of the retail price, depending on what product it is and what agreements we have with that supplier. We then have group commissions. So some of you then might form groups, and you might have several people working together with you. In this case, then you'll have certain team targets, and when you reach those, then you can earn an additional 6 to 12%. And finally, I mentioned that we're always looking to recruit and train additional agents. When we do this, you'll then have to mentor those people, and those people then will be able to hit a certain target. If they achieve their targets, you can earn an additional 6% commission for being a leader. So we try to make it simple with 7 steps, right? So you want to be an agent. What is that going to look like? What is the process that I'm going to have to go through? Okay, so the first thing is you're going to sign up for the training course and the orientation. This is then, after you complete that, you're going to be an agent with BCA, and now you're ready to start taking the next steps. So after that, you want to choose what kind of product you want to sell. So some of you might want to do cosmetics, others might want to do beauty and healthcare. Some other agents then might not like that, so you go with home appliances or fashion. You choose the product, you'll join the matching events with the suppliers, learn everything you can about that product so that you can become a real expert, because that will always help you with your selling. The next step is we want you then to create your goals, right? Creating goals is a very important step because you're going to have to make some sort of working plan. And to do that, you have to know, okay, how many customers do I want to reach? How much money do I want to try to make each month? And how much work is this going to be, so I know how to balance it around my regular job. You'll make your working schedule. And then after that, you need to make a list, right? So the first thing you want to do is make a list of any people that you think you might want to work with or some people that you can sell to. You're going to want to build up that list then. But one important thing here, some people get a little worried and they think, well, I don't want to be working with my friends, or I don't want to be working with family members, or I don't want to even sell with them. I want to keep my personal life and my business separately. So that's another great thing about BCA. I'll talk a little bit more about this when we talk about the data center. But you can use and access our data center so that you can recruit people to work with you through the data center, same way we found a lot of you agents. And you can also find your customers from our data center. So you don't need to be working with people that you necessarily know. After that, then you're trying to build loyal customers, right? People who are going to come back and shop with you regularly. This is one of the most important steps, right? Because you don't want to have to then keep accessing the data center and spending money on marketing so that you can recruit more people. You want to find people who are going to be loyal, stick with you, and shop with you regularly. Then when you're ready to expand, you're going to start recruiting additional agents, people to be on your team so that you can sell more products, more easily. And the last thing is very important, that you're actively participating in all of the training programs, webinars, anything you do to build your knowledge and capacity. Okay, so I just had mentioned the data center, right? So we have this little article from The Economist up here, which is I find to be very interesting, right? The world's most valuable resource is no longer oil, but data. And I think this rings very, very true now in the digital era. And another important thing to realize too is just like oil, data is not always unlimited in nature. So that's one of the good things about working with BCA Solutions early on. You'll have a much easier time accessing our data center. As we enter a new market, it's very easy for our team to find you the customers and potential agents to work with. Whereas in Vietnam, where we've already been here for 3 years and the company has grown quite big in size, it can be a little bit harder for the data center to find additional agents for them to recruit. So that's one big advantage that you're going to have as a first mover with us in Thailand. So we have a team of experts in marketing, digital marketing, and they run all of the behind the scenes marketing so that they can find the customers and agents. So a little data center can generate those two types of leads, right? If you need to find a customer, the data center can help you. If you need to find someone else that you want to work with or someone that you want to train up to be an agent with you, then our data center can handle that as well. This is a small graphic. It is still in Vietnamese right now, but this is just showing you that you can go on our platform and you can request whether you want to find another agent or you want to find a customer to sell products to. And then this will go to our team, and then they will send you any type of data or leads that they are able to generate. Okay, so BCA coming to Thailand. So in Thailand, right, it's gonna take us about 3 to 6 months before we are fully operational. So we have a warehouse already. We're currently looking for suppliers. We're talking to you now as our agents. We also then have some other suppliers from Vietnam that have been very successful here, and they're looking to follow us to Thailand. But due to a lot of the legal company setup and operations end, it's going to take them about 3 to 6 months before they're fully ready. The next thing is we're building up the ecosystem, right? That's what this meeting is about today, building up the ecosystem of agents, and then we're also going to find the suppliers. What we need is we need agents, especially in this first round, who have some potential to grow and be leaders with us and help us so that we can access a large portion of the Thai market. So in Vietnam, we can speak Vietnamese, we can speak English, but we don't speak any Thai. And so what we need is we need to create a bridge in a way so that we have Vietnamese end connecting with the English end into Thailand, and then we can reach people who in Thailand want to be our agents and suppliers. We plan to invest in the core team in Thailand. So those of you who are our initial leaders in Thailand, there will be actually some additional opportunities that aren't always available to other agents. For example, I know I've mentioned to some of you in our one-to-one meetings that we would have available where if you can introduce us to suppliers, then we would have some additional benefits for you. So talking about some of the risks and benefits to being one of our first movers in Thailand, your risk mainly is just your time. Again, it's going to take us about 3 to 6 months before we're fully operational, so it's a little bit slow moving initially. And as the case, anytime you're starting a new location and starting new operations, there may be some troubleshooting that needs to be done. But again, we're always going to be able to find a solution so that we can work and get what we need done. The benefits, right? So some of the benefits are you can become a leader. You're going to be some of the first. You're going to know about the BCA Solutions business model, how everything works, how our platform works. And so you have a better chance of being a leader and being able to have a larger team underneath you. You'll have the opportunity, as I mentioned before, to earn money by connecting with suppliers. For some people, we may be reaching out to you individually and connecting because there might be some of you have different skills and backgrounds where you might be able to help us on some of the operations ends. And so we might reach out to some of you and there'll be opportunities for additional income then. And then, as I mentioned when we were talking about the data center, it'll be very easy for you to recruit with the data center as a first mover. So if you do need to find additional agents to work with, you won't have any issues with that with using our data center. Okay, and so the big picture of where BCA Solutions is going. So Thailand is the first country we're moving to that's outside of Vietnam. After we make Thailand a success, then we want to head to a more rapid expansion. We're also looking at targeting places like Indonesia and the Philippines in our second round. And then eventually we want to cover the biggest markets in the world, which are India, China, and the US. And so this would then, and again, you'll have opportunities to grow even further if you so choose. You can think about our Vietnamese agents that you have been speaking with. They've been very successful in Vietnam, and now they're looking to work with you so they can be a part of Thailand. And those of you that are working with us in Thailand, there's going to be many more opportunities for you to expand your business eventually internationally into some of these other countries that we are going to. Okay, so this has covered most of the presentation. Just before we begin the questions, I just want to know if any of our agents from Vietnam or if Mr. Sun, is there anything you would like to add before we go into the Q&A?
Can I say something, Mr. Michael?
Yes, go ahead, Tweet.
So because this model is kind of new to every one of you here, so I just want to share a little bit of my experience while I'm partnered up with BCA Solution. And at the beginning, as everyone are worrying because as you can see, we have 3 different kinds of commission from retailer and from group commission and then leadership commission. So in the short term, And in the long term, we are trying to build up the system that you can have up to 1,000 of customer. And I really want to do that. But at the beginning, when I working with BCA Solution, I was worried that how can I find the people that want to work with me, and how can I find customer to be able to sell products with them, because as every one of you here, sometimes you don't want to work to mix between daily life, between your private life and business. And but from BCA Solution, they have solutions for us that since I started working with BCA Solutions, and I started, I'm sorry, it's get muted. I started getting the data from BCA Solution, and it helps me a lot because of the whole pandemic. So I cannot get out there to talk with anyone that I know. And honestly, I don't really want that. And I get the data from BCA, and then every afternoon from 2 to 5, I just picked up my phone and then call them, because they are actually people who are interested in to the model already. They found down the advertising, and they feel that they are interested in, so they fill up their information, and we pick up the phone and we call them and we give them details. And if they love it, they work with me. If they don't love it, they don't work with me. We are strangers, so nothing to lose. So after just 10 months, I can be able to gather the team of almost 200 people right now. And at the beginning, I cannot imagine that I can do it. And since I started have a good income from BCA, my family, my friends, and everyone started knocking to my door, say that, hey, can I work with you? What kind of model is that? So that is a very easy way for you to expand and develop the business with BCA. So in case if you are still wondering about data center, and I just want to share my real experience, that data center, when you get it from BCA, it's really helped you a lot to improve and to increase the size of the business. And if you invest more time, enough time, from 1 to 5 years, you can be able to manage a very big system to bring you massive income. So I just want to share a little bit of my experience, so you know more about that. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael.
Thank you very much, Ms. Thuy, for sharing your experience. Anyone else from BCA that has anything to add before we begin the Q&A? Okay. All right, so then let's open it up to questions. Does anyone have any questions you would like to ask at this time?
Yes, sir, Mr. Michael.
Yes, all right, Ashish, how can I help you?
First thing is, we don't have an app.
So yeah, so in Vietnam, we do have an app. In Thailand, initially, you will not have an app, but you will have a web platform that has our system integrated into it. So you'll be using that initially. Once we build up the market in Thailand, we'll be looking to also have an app there.
Michael, you said earlier on there's just over 32,000 active users on the platform at the moment.
Yes.
How does that break down between consumers and agents?
Sorry, that is our agents using the platform. The customers will buy the products usually on social media, as I mentioned before, or they will use our e-commerce website, BCA Living.
So that's just all active agents, yeah?
That's active agents, yes.
Wow, fantastic. One other thing you said is you collect the money from the consumers.
Yes.
Do the orders come through the agents then, just, you know, so we can track who's ordering what? And obviously, I'm assuming there's some kind of invoicing process, so we know what we've got to, what we can expect in commissions.
Yes. So actually, that will be in the system. It'll all have that laid out. In Vietnam, it's on our app, and it's very clearly laid out on the app for you. But so, for example, because suppliers will have different terms and will have different margins to products, so it will show you if you want to sell, say, this product, what is the commission? This product, this commission, and it lays that out for you.
When that order is processed through us as agents, though, so it goes consumer to us to you.
No. Oh yes, sorry, for the booking. Yeah. So when you have a customer you find, you'll then place the order. The order then will be sent to us. We will then send the product We collect then the money from your customer, and then that goes into our system. Then the finance team, I'm not, I think it's on the 5th. I don't know if it's on the 5th or the 10th of the month. They will then send your commission to you.
No other questions from me. Great presentation. Really happy to hear about the rate parity part of the agreement as well.
Okay, after this presentation, you guys can try the application in Vietnam. We have an English version, so you can see everything we do in Vietnam. So some agents will have you guys to do that. Thank you. And any other question?
Not from me.
Yes, please. Actually, like if we go with cosmetic and like girls, they like samples first. So do we get a free sample kit or something or no?
So we BCA Solutions receives the samples when we are testing the products, but we usually don't give out samples. A lot of companies do give samples
No,
make.
not because of that, sir. Like if I go around and market my product, I should have a sample, right? I should have something to show someone that this is what I'm going to give you, and I promise you that I'll give you that. Like if
So-
I sell a perfume, the perfume is of Gucci or Chanel. It should smell the same as Chanel, right? So I should have a, like when you go to duty free, they have a sample piece, right?
Well, so keep in mind, you're not really going to be going around to talk or meet with people. Your business is going to be online. So what you will be doing is more consulting people about the
Being
products.
online, this is what my concept is. To go online, teach people. It is a new platform. It is a very new platform. To teach them BCA like Lazada, Shopee, I have to show them that my BCA is genuine. It is a genuine product. See it, smell it. They have made, Amazon had made a credit. Now they don't have to do that. But BCA is very new to this country. Okay, so we have to understand this, like make my customers understand this, that it is what they smell and they are going to get the same product. It is what they use and they'll get the same product. You understand this, sir?
Yep, I understand exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, and like I said, so we also will have a training course for you on how to actually show off your products with BCA.
Like sample pieces, right?
Yeah. So, Ms. Thuy, can you explain a little bit about how you show the products and how you get your customers to believe that the product is what they want?
Okay, from my own experience, that with other suppliers that working with BCA, they provide us a lot of like certification. For example, they have the paperwork that they have FDA certification, they have a GMS certification and all that. So you will convince your customer with all the materials that get provided and a lot of feedback in Vietnam too. Also, we have the checking. We have the checking when you get the product. For example, when the staff deliver the product to the door of the customer, they feel free to open the product, check the code, check everything. If they are happy with the product, they get it. If they are not happy, they send it back. And also we have 2 levels of guarantee. First from the supplier, and second one is from BCA Solution. Also, for example, with cosmetic, when the customer, when they use it, and if they don't use it more than 20% of the product, and they are not happy with the product, or they have any problem with their skin or any problem when they use the product, if they can prove it, they can send the product back and they get fully refunded. So with all that, we are not having any problem for convincing people to actually make a purchase in BCA. And also the brand that BCA are working with right now is top 5 of the brand in the world. For example, Kuchen, from Household Kuchen from Germany. For example, Fogmatech from European, or for example, BioNTech from Korea. So all the brands that we are working with right now are a very highly like perform brand in the world. So all of that, when you are actually investigate more about the system, you don't have a lot of like difficulty convincing people to actually make the purchase.
Yeah, and another thing I'll add to that is, well, because you mentioned BCA being new in Thailand, it's not really BCA. These products are not like from BCA or made by BCA. These can be any sort of products or different brand of type of product in the cosmetic industry. So some of your customers may already have heard of these brands and used them before.
Yes, sir. And that's my question.
Okay.
I had actually a guest who used Oriental Princess, if you know it.
Pardon
Oriental
me?
Princess is a very good brand in Thailand. She used to like order in Lazada, use it and refund it, saying that it is not the product what she ordered.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ashish, I didn't catch your question.
I think Ashish said that, excuse me, I'm from Thailand. Actually, this product is so popular here, the Oriental Princess. Yeah, my wife is using it actually, and it's very, very popular here right now.
Okay. So if, like I said, any BCA solutions, we're open to working
No.
with.
She used it and then she returned it back, saying that it was not what I ordered.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Ashish, but I'm not understanding what your question is.
Like if we have questions like this, people take our products, use it, and then return it back, and then we have a cashback policy, right?
Yes. Here, I understand
That's the
clearly
thing.
now.
Then
Yeah,
the
that's what Ms.
product
Kui was
which-
mentioning.
Then the dealer with whom we are dealing with is not going
So,
to
yeah,
work with us anymore,
right.
because we are going to have complaints.
Yes, exactly. That's why, again, we try to take care of the ends of the logistics and all of that. You'll be dealing with the customer care with your customers. So if there's any issue, you'll then work with them. If it's a problem from the BCA end, like something was wrongly shipped, wrongly delivered or whatever, and we also have our own internal BCA solutions customer service team that then would work to correct any problem.
Mr. Michael, I think maybe I understand what Mr. Ashish is concerned about. For example, if they return the product, there are 2 ways of dealing with that problem. First, you refund the money. So at that case, your purchase, your deal is not closed. So you cannot
Yes.
get that commission. But if you can convince them to change into another kind of product, for example, the same price, but another kind of product. So the deal is still on yours. So you still get that commission. I'm not sure if I get what your concern is right or not, but that what my answer is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Michael, I have a question about payment processing.
Okay.
Can you explain more about payment processing? How it will work?
Right. Okay.
Like-
So yeah, this is something from our finance team and operations end that they're working now in Thailand. But generally, how it will work is the payment is that, so if people are paying online, they can make a payment with their bank account to BCA. BCA then will the finance team will calculate everything that you've earned within that month, calculate all of your commissions, and then they will send to your bank account. So so we work with the banks basically. That's why it takes a little bit long for us to set up, because we have to set up the company in Thailand so that we have a proper bank account there. And then we can use the banking system to transfer everything, both inward from our customers and then back out to you in forms of commission.
Okay, what I understand is I can't use my payment gateway. Like I can't work like dropshipping business model. Like if I get an order, I should transfer it to you and make the payment with BCA.
No. So it'll be with it. You'll make the order within our system.
Okay, there is a system, right?
Yes. There will be a web-based system for you, and then eventually we will have an app as well. So
Like I will have a checkout page, right?
yes. Yeah, you'll have your own kind of ID and code that's directly connected to you. To give you another example, when people buy products on our BCA Living e-commerce site, what it does is you'll click on the purchase and it will send it to one of our agents that sells those products, and you'll be able to choose, and those agents are ranked by star level, and then that agent will call the customer, consult them, and then they'll make the order. They'll put it into the system, and that's how we track who's been able to make what sales. There will be a training in your orientation on everything on how to use the system, and when you do that training, everything will be very clear.
Where do we go from here then, Michael?
Okay, so next steps is we should have training would be next, and we're finishing up the training materials, the English version of all the training materials. So I would guess within the next 2 weeks, we will have some training for you. And in the meantime, we're going to try to put some activities together with our Vietnamese agents who can speak some English, so you can get an idea of what like the seminars, webinars, and like kind of extra team building activities that we have available. So you have something to do while you're waiting. Like I said, it'll be a little bit slow initially because we're still working on a lot of the operations end in Thailand. But the next big step would be registering for the training course, which I think will be available in about 2 weeks from now.
Okay, so between now and then, for example, myself might have some interaction with Kathy. Just
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So
where it's like a pre-launch few exercises.
Yeah.
What about contractual obligations? Is there kind of some kind of self-employed contract, so we're liable for our own tax and so on? How is that structured?
That's a good question. I don't have the answer to that question. I don't know if Mr. Sun, if you're able to answer that, or if not, then what we can do is I'll check with the legal team, and then I'll have your agent who contacted you can send you that information.
Okay.
And now because now we are testing the Thailand market, so the legal team need time to working on that. So to work on that. So
But essentially, we're not going to be employed. We would be independent agents or self-employed. Would that be correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's really kind of all I need to know, to be fair.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. Okay. Anyone else?
Okay, Mr. Michael, you said that we have 30 to 50% in our commission.
That's for the retail commission. So remember,
Okay,
there's also
okay.
then those additional.
For the retail, you mean 30% from the quote price or
From the
only
retail price.
Retail price.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. Yes, I do
hello.
have. Yeah, hello. I have one question to raise regarding the sales of the product. You basically means that all the sales will take place online.
Yes.
So yeah, what is my proposal is that so we cannot do something like a booth in a trade fair, because my company is registered with the Thai Chambers of Commerce, and we always have a lot of invitation, training seminars, and a lot of fairs, trade fairs that we can participate. So I look this opportunity like some kind of issue that we can I can present the product there. If the product is live, we can have a vote.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any issue with that. That can be a good way for you to build up your customer base, right? But yeah, the main way we at least envision that you're going to be interacting and making money from customers and selling products would be online. But yeah, if you
Completely
can,
online.
you can meet some people offline and then you can make them into your customers or even an agent to work with you, yeah, you're welcome to do that.
Sorry, Michael, I don't mean to be, apologize. I've run out of time this evening. I need to get going.
Okay.
I don't know, can you have Kathy reach out to me and?
Yeah, no worries, no worries. So all of the agents who contacted you will be in contact with you after this meeting, just to kind of gauge as to if you have any more questions that you think of, and to let you know what additional activities we're going to have coming up.
Brilliant. Apologies, I've got to run. Look forward to speaking to you again soon.
No worries, Stephen. If you think of any other questions and stuff, you can just send a message to your agent and they'll get back to you right away.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot for your time, Michael. All the best.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
Okay, Mr. Michael, let's say the product costs $100. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, we should have a 30% commission.
Mhm.
Okay, let's say I'm a good marketer. I can sell it in 120 or 150. Can I do that or not?
No, so you have to. We do require the agents in the ecosystem to be on that set price. So we have to keep it kind of fair between our agents, because if we start doing one thing or another that way, then you'll have newer agents that are coming in that might not be as good of marketers as you, and then they fall out of the system quite quickly, and then we start losing agents, and then that affects the ecosystem, as I mentioned. So we do have to have a set SRP.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
Hello, Michael.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Conrado.
Yeah. I just want to appreciate all your efforts for this night, for really explaining everything.
Oh, thank you very much.
Especially about the market here in Thailand right now. The online business here is booming, and I think it's a great time to really start here because the economy is restarting actually.
Mhm.
And I agree with you. It will take like 3 to 6 months to really fully operate here because of some legalities like that.
Yeah.
But I can really see the vision that you are doing right now, and it will really have a big effect here in Thailand because what I see here is the failure of Lazada and Shopee. They cannot really screen out or filtered out those fake products,
Mhm.
which is the big problem here right now. And I think BCA can provide the answer for legit products
Yeah.
that can be circulated here inside the Kingdom of Thailand. Thank you, Michael. That's all.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes. Hello, Angelo.
Yeah, just one question. Are the products of BCA can be seen also in the other selling e-commerce sites like Lazada, Shopee, and Amazon?
Yeah, so our suppliers do have other distribution channels. The key is though, if the supplier is going to put their product in the BCA ecosystem, then the other channels cannot sell it at a lower price than what we are selling it at. So the SRP has to be fixed and it has to be followed. Otherwise, then if suppliers or people are not following that, that is a way they can be dropped from the BCA system.
Okay, so that's my follow-up question. So are the products competitive, has a competitive price?
Yeah, of course, because a lot of these products already exist in the market. Keep in mind that these are not, we didn't make these products. We don't manufacture them. We don't develop them. We don't do the branding for any of these products. These are products that are usually already on the market, already being sold other places. Suppliers are interested in working with us because we have a lot of success cases. For example, in Vietnam, we have some suppliers that were doing about $10,000 in sales a month to now most recently doing over $1 million per month with BCA. So this is really how we've grown so rapidly, is because suppliers see that it works. Agents then also see that it's a good way to earn a second income. And just by things working, that's how we grew so fast in 3 years.
Oh, so that really means BCA can really compete in terms of the price with Amazon, Lazada, Shopee, etc.
No, so again, we focus on the way we compete with those larger platforms is by focusing on our niche. And our niche is to focus on products that require explanation. Because all of those other places, you really don't have a lot of opportunity to discuss or talk with the sellers of those products. And so what BCA does is we have people like you who become experts in the products. You become experts at selling, and then you're able to consult the customers, explain everything, and then also provide better customer care. That's how we compete, is on the type of product that we use.
So in terms of quality.
So
And,
yeah,
in terms of quality, and then maybe in terms of the price as well.
Yeah, I don't know about the price. I have to maybe look into that. But in terms of quality, yeah, our products are usually of better quality because we actually have a product quality team that is checking and making sure that all of the products are not only authentic, but also have the right certifications, legality, etc., to be sold. And we don't want bad products in our system. We are new, and if our BCA agents are selling inferior products, that's going to be really bad for the ecosystem, because one, you're not going to be able to keep the customers that you find. And that's one of the keys to BCA Solutions ecosystem, is you have the same customers and you're having them do repeat business with you. Because if you're using the data center to recruit one customer, sell to them one time, and then they never buy from you again, well, a lot of the time, the money you spend on the data center to get that person cancels out the first purchase. You want people that are going to come back for return business. And so that's why we do focus on making sure that the products we do have are products that people are going to use and people are going to like them.
Okay. One more. Do you have any sample of brochures of the products that can be shown to the seller?
Yes, I'll have you can go to BCA Living. I'll have the agent, your agent, send you the website right after this, and you can see in Vietnam all the types of products that we now have in the Vietnam BCA ecosystem.
That's in English.
I'm not 100% sure if it's in English yet. Mr. Sun or Miss Thuy, do you know, is BCA Living, do we have that in English?
Marketing team are working on an English version, and we will have it very soon. We send it for you to check. But most of the products still have the content in Vietnamese. Most of them are in Vietnamese. So you can see the website in English version.
Yeah, so even if you still go to the website, you'll still be able to get an idea of the types of products that are available.
But we will find a local suppliers in Thailand. So we want to work with local supplier because most of them will understand the Thai market better than Vietnamese suppliers.
Okay, then I understand. Great, thank you.
Thank you, Angelo. I think Dean had a question.
Just a small one. Thank you very much, Michael, Mr. Sun, and Kathy, of course. Great presentation. Just a tiny one. I guess there's others in the room who want to know the access to the data center. There's costs associated with that. Could you perhaps just give us a little bit more detail on that?
Yeah, so you'll be able to access data center, and our marketing team, they do testing give you, and they develop all the statistics so they know exactly what it's going to cost for you to get someone. So for example, you can then go into the platform and you can request data, and you can request whether you're looking for a like another agent you want to find, or you're requesting for customers. And so generally based on the statistics, we give you the data. So based off of, so for example, say there's a 10% conversion rate, you want to get one person, we'll then say 10 people, this is how much you're going to get. This is what we'd expect from a first sale. So we do manage it based off of statistics, so that as long as you're following the steps and as long as you're following kind of the training process, and there will be a whole section training for data center, yeah, then you'll be okay. We haven't had any issues in Vietnam ever from people mismanaging data center. It would be quite difficult to do. Mr. Sun, is there anything you want to add about that? Because you know about the data center a little bit better than I do.
So you can see that most of the people here in Thailand come to this meeting through data center. You see an ad, right? But actually Thủy and Quỳnh and another one, Thanh, they don't really run the ads. Someone else do the advertisement, and they just only do the consulting. So as you can see that very clearly how we will work. It's be very difficult to work with data center for recruitment in Vietnam. Now a lot of people, we have more than 30,000 people request the data center for recruitment. We cannot supply enough data for them. So that's why we expand the market to the other country.
Yeah, and Dean, so to follow up that key point that Mr. Sun just said, for example, we're not going to give you bad data ever. It's not, we don't profit off the data that we give to you. So any data that's given, we need you to be able to convert that, because at the end of the day, nobody makes money if there aren't retail sales. That's how the business is run. That's how the company survives, and that's how the company makes its money. Thank you, Dean. Okay. If there's no other questions, then I'll close it up here. If anyone has any other questions that you think of after this meeting, please feel free to message the agent who was your contact point for this meeting. Also, the agents will be in contact with you to let you know what the next steps are, what upcoming events we have. Like I said, I think we'll have available training within the next 2 weeks. But I know next week we're going to try to have some sort of team building day together, maybe get to know each other, something a bit more casual, so everyone can learn a little bit more about each other, and kind of just more of a fun activity than something that's very serious. And then hopefully 2 weeks from now, we'll have that training. And then after the training, if you remember the slides I showed you, then we'll follow those 7 steps for then getting started in Thailand. Okay, so everyone, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate all of you, especially on a Saturday night, coming out to listen to me talk and present to you about BCA Solutions. So again, thank you very much. And I hope that all of you will continue with us in the BCA Solutions business model. So everyone, have a nice night and hope to see you again real soon.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you so much, Mr.
Bye.
Michael.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Thank you for having me
Very
today.
well said.
Everyone,
Okay,
thank you so
Mr.
much.
Sun,
Everyone,
thank you so
thank you
much.
so
Goodbye.
much. See you. Bye.
Okay, bye, guys. Good night.
Good night.